Welcome to Queretaro, Mexico. Bienvenido a Queretaro, Mexico, a World Heritage Site, a place 663 people call home, and the beautiful city I had the privilege to spend a week in through my social issues and education class at Baylor University. Social issues in education, we talk about experiencing the other. This idea describes the phenomenon of being in an environment where an individual, as well as those around them, can discern a distinct difference about the individual in comparison to the surrounding context and population. In Mexico, the greatest feeling of the other I experienced was the language barrier. I'm not a fluent or native Spanish speaker, and the official language of Mexico is Spanish. Simple interactions like ordering food became moments of tension and anxiety. Partly because I wanted to do the language justice, and partly because I didn't want to make a fool of myself. Everything was in Spanish. Books, magazines, signs, art. Beyond Spanish, there were other means of communication in Mexico that I didn't understand. Graffiti. Graffiti in itself is a unique form of expression. Exaggerated letters, stylized and written with intention in random places. Some graffiti I observed were clearly letters, communicating a clear message. Other instances seemed like meaningless curves and absent-minded scribbles. Some of it was romance wishes, carved in protest of time and in pride of affection. Meaning and intention of most of the graffiti pieces are lost to me. I don't know Spanish. I'd have a hard time guessing what any of the pieces could be meaning to say. I can hardly make out the letters to try and translate, and if I could get a word, would I know what it meant? There were other images and symbols all throughout Mexico that I never knew. That required explanation, whose stories with which I was unfamiliar. The aqueduct arches lining Queretaro are a monument of pride and a highlight in the World Heritage Site that is Queretaro. The Virgin Guadalupe is a symbol that represents Mexico's strong Catholic and mestizo history. Quetzalcoatl speaks to a pre-Hispanic part of Mexico, an origin story for the country and its people today. Peña de Bernal is a great big rock, and it's Mexico's great big rock. It's a natural beauty and the pride to many school children that I met in Mexico. All the churches in downtown Queretaro, each has a story. Think monasteries, convents, St. Augustine, Jesuits, Catholics, and years of religious practice standing as pillars of history and tradition throughout Queretaro, proudly and strong against the wiles of time. All these images speak to the Mexican identity and narrative. Other symbols were alive. There were always women and their children selling textiles, dolls, and other goods in the streets. If it wasn't explained to me, I might have gone on thinking that Mexico has a confrontational philosophy on getting tourists' business. There were several times during the trip I felt that my history education had failed me. When we were at Monterey Tech and professors were lecturing on extensive histories of Mexico related to education and politics, I was dumbfounded. I live in Texas, in the United States, not too far away from Mexico, not too far away from all these events they were telling us about, and I hardly knew anything. I hardly knew anything about my neighbor. Even with any language confusion or difficulties, there are some things I observed that didn't need translation, like children at play. Seems like kids in Mexico, and in the US, love playing in water. Also, students at work. University students interact with their environment very similarly despite the differences in the universities. Seems like powwow circles for discussion are a natural formation. By participating in this embedded classroom, I feel like I have a better understanding of what it's like to be another, especially in regards to language. By participating in this embedded classroom, I feel like I have a better understanding of what it's like to be another, especially in regards to language. Being able to go on this trip to Mexico has meant the world to me. Being able to immerse myself in experiencing the other has meant even more. I'm so grateful to the Carpenter family and to Baylor University for making this trip possible. Adios.